So what moves inside you is a very subjective thing. Only you can know where it moves, what exactly it is that moves. Because it is something local to you. It's not something universal. No? But you are universal by nature. That's why you can be still or you can be stable in your observation. And your true nature is universal as the still observer already, which can be discovered. So transcending mind basically means transcending such feelings that this moves what to do, that moves what to do. Transcending these impulses is transcending mind. Namaste, beloved. Let us try to explore right now. Do we have a stable ground within ourselves right now? Which is not something that we need to create, but more to find out right now, like true, false, no? Like this. So I invite all of you to this exploration. Check inside you right now. That you are observing, you are experiencing many things inside. No? You are there to observe, to experience. In this whole thing, you and what you are observing and experiencing, is there any stable ground? Is there any stability by itself? Not trying to be stable? Is there any stillness? In this whole thing, let's have a simple observation right now. Is there any stillness inside us by itself, without our effort? Our effort is here to just notice or to find out whether it is true or not. So, during this exploration, if something is unstable inside us, we can let it go. Let it go means we don't need to focus on it. If something is not still, we can ignore it. And again, we become open and available to explore, to figure out inside, to scan if there's anything is still inside, if there is anything still inside by itself. So it's not about creating anything inside us or changing anything. It is about changing uh, our focus. So we are just changing our focus from what is changing, what is not still, to what is still. Is is there anything still inside us? While you are scanning or observing that if there is anything still inside, do you need to move your attention or your observation? You don't need to actually, because that which is moving or changing, you don't need to chase that. You don't need to go there. That which is not moving will become so naturally visible to you if you keep your observation also stable, not moving your observation so much, but allowing the observation to be stable. That which is still will become naturally visible. No? So allow your seeing to become stable. You don't need to search for things inside, but more allow the observation to take place. In this place where we are now, this stable, stable observation. It's an amazing place to be. From here, we can so naturally, effortlessly observe what is moving and changing, which is in front of our observation. And also, what is deeper than this, which is naturally still, is also so naturally visible to us here. So, this stable seeing or stable observation is a magic actually. This is not the stability or stillness of the being, it is only the stability at the level of mind or consciousness. but it is so valuable. You, the thinker, has become still here. You, the observer, you, the seer, has become stable here by your choice. So you, the observer, can do something or can choose not to do anything about anything, but remain in a stable observation by choice. This is the choice you can make right now. This is the choice you have made right now. This stable observation, this is stable seer, is that mirror in which both the worlds are visible, both the out thoughts, feelings, body, sensations, everything, and the in also. What is naturally still who we are. Both are visible here in this mirror of stable seeing. And things become clear here to you. What exactly is going on inside me? So much wisdom is refined here. So much simple, fundamental understanding takes place here naturally. We naturally understand that what is the thoughts, feelings, and how they are moving inside me. And we naturally become detached from them. And naturally it becomes visible to us that there is something inside me which is never moving. This is our true self, never moving. Last few seconds uh, in this togetherness, in this exploration. Who are you? Are you the stable observer of the body, mind, thoughts, feelings, and the knower that there is something still inside me? Are you this? Don't be in a hurry, because we have a chance here to discover something deeper than that. Who are you? Don't settle with something very small. Don't settle with something habitual. Allow yourself to be challenged. Who I am. This stillness which has been discovered inside us and you are these two, or one. Thank you for joining this guiding, this exploration. If I say to you that you are the still observer, would you allow this to be lived in you right now? You are naturally still observer all the time, not giving value to this truth, and yet it is not changing this truth. Still, the truth is same. You are a still observer. How else you know anything inside you unless it is observed by you? No. How do you observe anything unless you are stable or still than that? No. So everything that you notice inside you is a evidence that you are stable, it is not. That you are still, it is not. Isn't it? Already, already this is true. It's about opening your eyes towards this truth. It's not about changing anything. As the still observer, are you free or bound? Free from what? If you are free. Bound to what? If you are bound. Observers are not bound or free. Observer is an observer. The very definition of observer includes the freedom from what it observes or the act of observing. So there is no question of being free from something or being bound to something. No. So it's not about being free. It's about clearly knowing that I am the still observer. Only this much. No. Until then, we will try to be free. Because the moment you accept yourself other than the still observer, the formless observer, you have accepted some form for yourself. And then now you are going to give form to everything that you observe. It is going to be a reflected form, projected form. No? So you, the observer, will project now form onto everything. And that is nothing but your own form that you have accepted, which is not true. Do you have a form? Do you, the observer, the still observer, has a form of its own? Actually, you don't. It's a simple truth. You don't have a form. You are a formless still observer. Formless, but still. In fact, makes much more sense because the form is subject to change. Form can be shaken. How formless will be shaken by anything? No? But in itself, this what we are living is something very simple, most fundamental, most rewarding, but simple. I hope none of you is trying to become the still observer, because that is going to defeat the purpose of this exploration, this living of truth. No? You don't need to become the still observer, because if you try to become, you will live in the misunderstanding that I am not a still observer, and you will now try to become still. That's not going to help really. Something else, listen, whether I am sharing, and it may may click something may click in you right now. That am I not already the still observer? But my but my thoughts are still moving. How else you will observe if they don't move? No? My feelings are still moving. Yes, I mean the movement of energies inside us is natural. This is their nature. That energies move, and if we want to do something about them, energies can be balanced. There are many approaches towards it. No? But still they will continue moving in a more balanced manner now. But still they will move or not. Digestion, let's say, physical health, let's say, can be brought to a optimum, level, and yet things will change in it or not. You will not stop digesting food, no. You will not stop eating food, no, at the body level. That will still continue, no. So something can be done about the mind level. so that it can throw out what is not essential anymore, what is toxic in the level of mind or feeling, or any other level. No? Like improve the digestion can be improved at that level. No? But still, in and out will continue. No? Something will go in, something will go out. No? But will it make a difference to you who you are? In reality, no. But in understanding, many times, yes. Because we are putting conditions on our existence that I am a still observer when my thoughts are pure, when my feelings are better. No, no, you are a still observer of the garbage also equally. No, when you observe garbage or you observe a paddy field, green and beautiful, no, you are exact same observer of both. Technically speaking, but emotionally we have many attachments. No, but that's called misunderstanding. No, inside us, which can be removed by clearly seeing that it is not true. Yeah. So thank you. Anybody can talk to me if you want. I don't know who raised hand first. So all three of you, whoever was the first, please talk to me. Or maybe I can start from the top. Okay, Uma, you can talk.
Yeah, yeah. I was totally in during the guiding. So thank you very
Nice.
much.
Thank you.
It was very light. It means I'm feeling very light and uh, burdenless. And one thing I want to check. I was feeling. I was not feeling myself at any place, but a sense of me, sense of existing was there. Means I am, but not at certain place, not at even not at center, which I said before, uh, but sense of existing was there. So say something if not correct or
That's fine. The subtler we go in our existence, the less centeredness we feel. No, like the subtlemost is where we don't feel so much locally centered in this body. No, but how are you feeling now?
now I am feeling centered.
Yeah, this is also true.
Now and here I am here. It is feeling like
Yeah, but you don't you have centeredness in the body? No. Yeah. So this is also natural. Natural. That as long as we live in this body, we will have a centeredness in the body. No? But when we go in our nature, no? In that observer that we are, that witness that we are, no? That time we don't feel this centeredness. So it's good. It's good.
It was, or one more thing was like this. When I was listening to you, that during writing, and when listening happening, then some uh, something rises, like when everything is still and one thing come in the still, that some response, like, means not a response in words or feelings, but some response, like it
Uh,
was happening.
that's fine.
It was feeling that that response is uh, giving this sense of myself. It was feeling like this.
If you relax more and know more this simple truth, no, live this truth more, it will become more and more clear. No? Because one very fundamental change that has to happen to everyone who wakes up or waking up is that we are seeking for some permanent, one time self knowledge. That, okay, once I define, then I remain the same all the time. And it is not really going to happen like this. We will just change our attitude or our understanding of self knowledge will change slowly from a fixed self knowledge to a more self which is knowing itself more and more and becoming clear more and more. No? So care about living alive in the alive manner. What is your truth? Whenever you have chance, no? And just leave it there. Mind, of course, is trying to understand now also, which is mind's job. But don't be so rigid about it, because future is going to correct this also. So far, what has been known by you, take it as the final last reading, up to date, and then afterward, allow it to be corrected. No, like this. Because as you will wake up more, like right now, you might be feeling that that I'm a caterpillar and slowly getting out of my shell and opening my wings and becoming the butterfly. At some point you will wake up more to the reality that I'm still sky of the witnessing, and I was sleeping all this while to this truth that I'm a I'm a caterpillar, then now I'm a butterfly. I'm none of it, and none of it actually exists anywhere. So allow this deeper awakening to take place. If you stick too much to a form or quickly defining, no, you may not notice this higher truth that you already are or that you already have. No, so allow like this. I feel. Thank you. The sense of presence inside the body, the sense of centeredness is what is the sense of presence, is natural. It's not going anywhere as long as we have the breath, no? And which is going to give a stability to the activities, to thinking and everything. So thank you.
Understood. It is clear now. Thank
Um, Lena, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
And I just want to say thank you. It's so beautiful to meet you again. And that's it.
Same here. Thank you. Very nice to meet you. You know, you will might have noticed already, or you will notice that the nature of our mind is also stability and clarity. No, if we leave it alone, no, we just don't leave it alone. You know, before we were bothering it, continuously shaking it, moving it for personal regions, social regions, then we start moving it for spiritual regions. No, we just don't leave it alone. Every mind is by nature. Every mind is a wise mind. We are doing some very special things to not let it be wise, no, or clear or stable. No. But as you will notice, or you might have noticed already, no, even our mind can see things so simply if we don't force too much. So for me, just sitting is not actually just a meditation. It's a learning a way of being. That I will do less. I will observe more. No, because things are being done inside ourselves, outside also, already in such perfection. Rarely we will have to actually interfere. Somebody who let's say who is dreaming, no, and shouting in the dreams. What can be the simple way to wake them up, or to just ask them to stop, don't move. No, but this is happening in my no, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. They'll just wake up, no. Or we may attend the talks of that being who is talking in the dream, no, and give energy or give value and give believe or power to it. Then that being will believe more strongly that what I'm seeing is true. No? So just sitting is not a technique, it's a way of being. This is the way of truth, to clean, to bring everything into clarity and a natural state. By doing, we are interfering. By not doing, we are contributing to the maximum to existence, our existence, no? Included. No? Let us just sit and do nothing about anything. This is the best we can do if we want to bring things to natural state, body, mind. And, I'm not talking about energies. Energies will require effort, but clarity naturally happens. Naturally. Clarity is continuously trying to happen inside all of us right now. Clarity is what is trying to happen, and we are just not letting it happen. You know, we are trying to see in a certain way. We are trying to understand in a certain way. No, understand the way you understand right now, without a way. See the way you see right now, without a way. You know, this is natural, already perfect. Natural, what is natural is already perfect inside us. But this is not going to serve, this what we are sharing is not going to serve the person. This is the only problem. No? Person or person's life. No, this is not going to serve person or its life. Because person and its life is a diversion, you know, from the natural state. So whole of our body, mind, all the energies are trying to come back, trying to come back to natural state because that is the relaxed and joyful state. So trying to come back to the natural joyful state is effortless. Remaining in the stressful state based on some goal that we have set in our life, in our mind, no? That is something very stressful, effortful. No? So to go away from our nature, effort is necessary. To come back, effort is not necessary. But we have to make effort to not make effort. No? We have to be vigilant enough to, when we are sitting, that I am not actually making any effort right now. Because mostly unconsciously we are making. No? Thinking, for example, what are you thinking now if you are not making effort? Thinking about what? No? So it is like a way of learning, slowly we way of being. No? This is the way of perfection. No? This is the way of the being, the way of the perfection. Things are perfect already here. And becoming perfect by themselves. We are just not letting them become perfect. No? So slowly we will become wise enough to appreciate. No? So I think it's good. Thank you. Very nice talking to you. I felt very happy. Thank you, beloved.
Thank you. And I hope you get well soon.
Thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you. Saraswati, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
During your guidance and in general, when I do self-inquiry, I find this place like it's a belief that I have a back to me. It's hard to explain, but I get I get this feeling that I'm searching where is this still observer, and then it's like I feel there's like it's a physical thing actually, almost like in the back of this body. And then when I put my attention there, it moves as if there's another back to that, and there's another back to that, and it moves, and it keeps moving, and what to do?
The same thing. You don't move. Because that's what was the guiding, no? You don't move, no? Because what moves is not important. Because this is its nature that it moves, no? But if you don't move, If you keep your seeing stable, then you can very quickly discover that which is still by itself. So what moves inside you is a very subjective thing. Only you can know where it moves, what exactly it is that moves. Because it is something local to you. It's not something universal. No? But you are universal by nature. That's why you can be still or you can be stable in your observation. And your true nature is universal as the still observer already, which can be discovered. So transcending mind basically means transcending such feelings that this moves what to do, that moves what to do. Transcending these impulses is transcending mind. What to do? Do nothing special. Continue doing exactly that which you started doing. The first thing you, the observer, has to discover is that difference between you, who is observing, and that which is being observed. This is the difference you have to discover first. This is first step. The difference between what you observe and who you are, who observes it, to be different from each other. No. This is where you have achieved stable observation, where you have become clear that no, I am stably observing, and what I am observing, I am not it. This is where you have become free from mind. Until then, mind will be able to pull you. Until then, it is happening within the mind. This observation is happening within the mind only right now. And within the mind, we have a possibility of a stable observation. Or rather, I would say this is the only chance we have to get out of mind, apart from listening in satsang. Because everything else is going to keep us in the mind. Only this can get us out of it. This is also known as, or shared by different great beings as don't move. No, when a great being says don't move, be still, keep quiet, they exactly mean the same thing. Be a stable observer. You stop doing basically with what you are observing. And observing is not an effort really. Observing is what happens when you don't do anything. If you don't do anything about anything inside you, you will still continue observing. Try not to observe and see what happens. So it is not possible to not observe. But it is possible to observe and do something with what we observe. That is what is mind. So mind is not what is happening inside us. Mind is when we do something with what is happening inside us. You know, when you don't do anything, what happens? What is happening inside you? You are free from mind for now. So mind is an impulse, a misunderstanding inside us that I have to do something with what is going on inside me. Long time back, I heard this from Osho first time, that observe your mind, like traffic on the road. It's kind of very simple in the beginning, no? And then afterward, the subtle mind kicks in. Then we accept observing the mind, we do everything with it, trying to understand, trying to think, trying to see, thinking about thinking, trying to feel the feelings. You know, we just do everything except observing. But this basic has been in place for thousands of years. It has worked for thousands of years. And it is going to work even now. This simple thing, be a stable observer. That's what it means to just do nothing. Just sit and do nothing. It is going to be a relative effort, no? Trying not to do anything. Or remaining vigilant that, that I'm going to make sure that I don't do anything about anything right now. So is this good enough for now or anything? If I say to you like this, to all of you, that there are three primary ways of the being that we are. One is thinking, another is observation or seeing, and the third, the final is being, which mostly we don't have access to, generally speaking, unless we have come to the being that we are. No? So the mainly two ways are only there. One is thinking, another is seeing or observing. No? We are using one of them primarily. Mostly we are using thinking as primary way of understanding, seeing or knowing anything, no? Which is okay. But are you aware of it? This is my question to you right now. How many of you are aware that thinking is your primary way of living? Not just about one thing, about everything, no? So we are thinking while we are trying to live. Are you aware of it? When you are having this water, no? Do you need to think about this? If yes, why? Think about it right now. Because it may open your eyes right now. What we can call awakening at the level of mind can happen right now. Why you need to think about it? Answer is very simple, by the way. But you have to get this answer inside you. No? So in one sense you can say the person is not really an entity in that way. It is the fascination of the presence to think all the time. That is what is a person, no? Thinking all the time. Presence when thinking all the time, this is what is a person, no? And the person when not thinking, this is what is presence, no? Just here. All of you are invited. Check. How is it for you? Can you just be here? And especially when we are together, no? It's kind of energetically possible right now, so easily, to just be here. And don't think right now for how long, because that's again thinking, no? But how long I can be here like this? But then you are still thinking, no? So this is what is being in the mind. Thinking itself is not a problem, but continuously thinking is what is being in the mind. Mind does not have walls where we are imprisoned in it. No, mind does not have any walls in which we are imprisoned. No, that oh my God, how to be free from my mind? No. There was a man who used to have worries, no, who used to be worried all the time, and somehow the family and friends were very fed up with this. So they thought that let's do something about it, and they arranged a life for one day in such a way that he could not worry about anything, and he was sitting there and worried. They said, "Now what, what is causing you to worry about things?" He said, "I'm worried right now that there are no worries I have right now." No? So this habit to worry was in that of guy, not in the situations, no? Isn't it? In the same way, desire to think or need to think is in the thinker or in the thoughts. Because my present state is so full of thoughts that I cannot not think. How valuable thoughts are going on through me right now. How can I just not think them? No? Or can it be the opposite? That you wish to think, that's why they are there. No? This this has been uh, shared in a very simple analogy of a horse and a rider. This mind is the horse, you are the rider. The mind or the horse is thinking that when the rider will get down from me, that time I will stop. You, the rider, is thinking when the horse will stop, that time I will get down from it. And both continue and die together. No? In so many beings, it is happening like this, that both die together. The horse and the rider both out of tiredness. If you are too much in love with your horse called mind, then try to enlighten your horse also. Or if not too much, then first enlighten yourself. Get down from the horse. This getting down from the horse of mind is called just sitting, no? And doing nothing. Horse will spin for some time out of habit. Don't get up, get onto it again for some time at least. No, it's not about riding the mind or not. It's about not knowing that I'm separate from it. No, it's never about not thinking or not thinking. You know, we have become a typed thinker. Like I'm a thinker all the time. Like we do everything through thinking. You know, that's what is being in the mind. You know. No, to taste life, we don't need to think. We need to taste life, no? Not think about it, no? Like this. So I think good, thank you. If anybody else can talk to me, otherwise maybe we can stop the, end this meeting sooner also.
Namaste ji. First of all, thank you so much to allowing me here in person. First of all, thank you so much for allowing me here in person. I'm happy to see you from long time. And just feeling very happy after this guiding meditation. Just feeling like This satsang is like a game-changing satsang. Means I heard everything before also from you, this all guiding. But I feel I see this time freshly again, not carrying baggage, last baggages, and just somehow I can possible to see freshly and feel it is really very different satsang today.
So nice, nice. That's good. No?
Thank you so much, beloved.
Thank you, thank you. Good, good. And this is one of the most important thing about spiritual uh, process, sadhana or awakening, you can say, no? That are we ready to start from ABC all over again, and yet again, and yet again, and yet again until we succeed, no? How many people are ready like this? Very few. Only those who are ready like this can succeed, no? Because we get to see our own blind spots. Until then, we just remain in that understanding that what I am seeing is what can be observed. I am the observer. What is problem? No, no. We have to see what is the problem here. Like the observation becomes subtler. Our wisdom, our understanding becomes more clear about it. Also, will we allow? That is the thing. Those who allow, they grow. Those who don't, they remain stuck. No. And also depends on the speed, how fast we allow these things. No? That much less time we will take. No? If we are too fixed in our ways of understanding and thinking, and then it's going to take like forever. No, if we are more relaxed, then even a simple guiding like which took place today can open our eyes. Because it's really not about difficulty. There are no difficulties on the path of truth. We are just rigid in our ways of looking at things. That's all. This is most joyful to observe, to discover, to live the truth. Most joyful. So how it can be difficult? No. So it is neither difficult nor bitter. It's very joyful, very sweet to discover the truth always. What is difficult is in letting go, or of our fixed ways of looking at it. No? What is difficult is to accept that I don't really know anything about it yet. Can I start from ABC? No. That's what it means, ABC. Can I start from scratch, from the beginning? And beloved, you will have to start few times from ABC. All of us. And it is good actually. It's a nice cleaning process, no? That okay, now I don't know anything again. Let's see. And there will be a day when you will say, okay, I want to start from ABC now. And there will be nothing left to be solved anymore. You will feel, wow, that's amazing. No? There is nothing there to be solved. I am ready to learn now. And I'm learning now, but there is no process or I don't have to wait for things to be completed anymore. They are already perfect, no? Like this. So I think it's good. Thank you.
You think I feel the same like you are sharing right now. I'm feeling very relaxed and nothing to change in myself. All is perfect. Means whole time with you is from so long. I just wanted to change in myself, And just to share today, when sit in silent and thinking is coming and anything, it's no problem at all, and it's happening with me the same time. Means I am not catching anything. Thinking is okay, everything is okay. Feeling pain in somewhere, it's okay. And all the time, I just feel I spend my time, I waste my time to just clean this thoughts process, emotion process, and I want to sit silently, doing nothing, and very calm. This is coming all the time in me. That's why it just takes too much, taking too much time, I feel.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Ji.
In the long ancient times, it used to be that in India people used to wear, used to grow hair, no, like long hair like this, like what we call choti, no, choti, and we used to tie it with a rope, the students in them, so that they don't fall, no, like this. No. It's a clue for seekers of truth. Physical body and breath can help us so much more in getting out of our imaginations of the mind. If nothing works, bite your finger little bit. You will get out of so many so-called great thinkings and understandings and observations of the mind, like this. On the ground of body, breath and you. You are the still observer. Already. Beyond the breath. So there is no end to thinking and many things like this. My question to you is that what you will do afterward, and how much you think you have achieved already, no? How much time you will take like this, because you have taken time like this many years also, no, before. And every now and then you have a nice report that, oh, I got to see something very powerful today. Will it? What is the guarantee that it will not continue like this for rest of your life? The only guarantee is thirst. Thirst is the only guarantee. There is no other guarantee. How thirsty we are today, how much truth we want to achieve, taste, know, experience today. That much we are experiencing anyway. That's why I don't push anyone. There is no point. But what you want to achieve today, in that I can take, I can help you. You can take my help. But I think you are already happy right now. So good. Thank you.
Ji, I want to explore more about this state, what I'm saying about you. As you said, it maybe it goes after going home and busy in my life again. So what is the guarantee? So I want to explore more.
What do you want to explore? Come to the point, like you have to bring me to something concrete, no?
Ji, just be here whenever whatever I do and whenever I go, just be here all the time. I had to search this, how I will be all the time.
How I will be all the time here. Okay. Meditation techniques, no, or guidings. They are like a middle ground. between the satsang, where we kind of wake up for the time being, and the other state where we remain asleep in our mind state. No? Between the two is this guidings practices. No? This will help. No? Because doing a spiritual practice is not just about how efficient that practice is. It's about also how committed we are to knowing something deeper. No? So, a spiritual practice will help you.
I have one more question.
Hmm?
I have one more question. Um, the doing and non-doing, we are talking about this thing. Means I am doing effort, doing after satsang, I am doing effort to meditate
Oh.
and active meditation also. So this is all doing I am doing right now. And means this is from long I am doing like meditation, sitting silently. I am not succeeding like when I come to satsang, it is very different, and at home it is not like this. It is this like this, but still I am doing. Means I think I have still trust on doing. Okay, I do something and then I will correct myself. So, and you also suggest to do sadhana. So, and I heard about non-doing, about just I entered the satsang place and I heard about the non-doing
Non-doing.
topic.
Okay.
So,
How you will
uh,
not? How you will do a non-doing?
means not doing.
Or is it going to be understanding?
Um,
What will be non-doing in this case? Like non-doing is a understanding which will be shared by somebody, and you will listen and you will come in that non-doing state, or what? What exactly is non-doing in this case?
that I don't understand. That's why I'm asking to you.
So I can share a
Yes.
little bit. Non-doing or being, for me, is the same thing, because we are not doing something to be, to exist. No, to exist that I am. We are not doing something, or are we? Not really as a doer, at least. As the self, maybe we are doing something. Not maybe, as the self, we are doing something, and we will know that one day. No, that to live as the presence, we are doing something. But that's a different kind of doing. It's not this kind of doing. So to exist or to be, we are not doing anything. No? So this being is non-doing. No. So when we are just sitting in the being mode, that is non-doing for me. No? But in one sense, we are doing something here. That is vigilance. We are being vigilant to not fall into the model of doing, to not get involved in the doings. So this is non-doing. This is my understanding. In the context of doings and non-doings. No? There are many other ways of looking at the same thing. Like another very direct way is, who are you? Who is doing? And you will not find yourself. And when you will not find yourself here, you will not be a doer of it. No? Then if you are not a doer of anything, are you doing something? You will feel, no, I am not doing anything. If I am not the doer, I am not doing. No? So this is also a darshan of non-doing, no? Direct like this. Wake up. Another way of seeing that non-doing is natural. It's not an option of doing or not doing. No. As long as there is an option of doing or not doing, that time we can talk in the relative terms which I shared before. No. So is this clear or not?
Yes, it's clear.
We think that doing is something which I have to stop doing. Not really. That's not the point. The point is that we are compulsively doing. You know, that this is where we have to stop and see why I'm compulsively doing, continuously, impulsively, in fact, doing. Like any feeling can come inside me and can trigger me to do something. No, that is where we have to wake up. No, I'm not saying do something or do not do something. If you can, do something. If you cannot, see that you cannot. No, and wake up. So we are again living in the dream of doings, not the actuality of doing. Pick up this cup from table and be clear that you have picked up this cup. You have done this. No, be clear that I have done it. You will wake up to whatever is the truth, whether I am a doer or not. Because it's not about we should not be a doer. No, we should just be what we are. It's not about whether doer or not doer. No. So that's another way of getting caught up in the mind again. No? That let me establish first that whether I'm supposed to be a doer or non-doer. It's not about that. So clear now. This is the amazing thing about this simple question which I would like to ask all of you, that how much truth you want to know right now will decide how little you will have to define. If you want to know whole of the truth right now, then you don't have to define at all. We have to define the truth because we don't want to know the whole of truth right now. Please see this. Listen to this sometime, if not today. If not right now, listen to it some other time. We are defining the truth so much more because we don't want to live the truth right now. If you want to live the truth right now, we don't have to define at all. At all. Defining is a way of trying to postpone living of life, of truth. That okay, so is it a doer or is it a non-doer? What do you think it is right now? Are you doing right now or are you not doing right now? Check right now.
You're not doing.
So then, so it's fine. No? And don't tell me, because if you are a doer and you say that, hey, I'm a non-doer right now, it's not going to give you some reward. It's only going to keep you in the dream, no? In the falsity. So living the truth is important, not defining it well, no? Because in the spirituality we have become experts in defining the truth, not really living it, no? So just all of you think how many of you want to live the truth and how many of you want to define it only. Or a mix actually, mainly it's a mix of both. That we mainly want to define and want to live little bit also. Again, why? Because we are living as a thinker right now. Karta bhav, no? Sense of doer or sense of thinker is same thing. From there, drashta bhav, sense of seer or observer. That is what I am calling a stable observer. No? Both are sense. They are not reality of ourselves. Beyond that is our stillness, which is the still observer, the witness that we are. No? Because bhav basically means the self is doing something. The self is doing something in this drashta bhav, in the sense of seer, in the sense of doer. Even in the sense of existence, the self is doing something. The bhav, hone ka bhav, sense of existence. The self is doing something in this. How is the self when it is not doing anything at all? Find out yourself, because you are that right now. All of you are that right now. It may be a little too subtle for some. So good, good. Thank you. Diva, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
Rajee, mm, this I believe this is more of a verification or a question. I don't know, but you mentioned about the still observer, and when I most times I get a feeling that stillness is just something that is all around at all times. And my feeling often comes to be that all the actions that happen, am I just, is it something that just happens out of habit? And there is it becomes a little confusing for me, where I also tell myself this, that do the actions consciously and don't be a driftwood. So there is this three things that are happening at the same time. One is that the feeling of stillness, or the stillness that is sensed, and the conscious doing, and the happening. So can you please help me in this, because I don't know where to go from here, because it,
See,
it is a little.
the answer to this is actually very simple. Be more still here, and it will become clear to you. This is the method also, and we can do it together also right now. No? So, are you trying to do anything consciously? Then don't do that right now, so that you can become free to be still right now. No? And obviously, you are not doing anything about the stillness which is all around. No? And what was the third thing?
It's about what is happening.
Ah,
Like,
what is happening by itself. No?
yes, yes.
So, what is happening by itself also you are not doing anything about. No? So, you are only doing something about conscious doings. And just for now, don't do anything about consciously doing something. Like, don't try to see the truth. Try to hear the truth right now with me. Like, become so quiet that you have to hear the truth, not that you have to see the truth. No, because mind is very divided right now. So the wisdom of the mind self is not stable. So hearing, like as if you are hearing truth, not that you are actually hearing, but so become so quiet right now. Quiet means inactive. Inactive means still. No? Your basically your mind, which is moving, is now moving less and less here, and observing more and more here. What is the case already? No? Before mind was searching, now mind is only observing. It is very important here to identify yourself, because that will work like a stable ground for you. When your mind is transcending its usual way or point of view, so be clear about who you are right now. Are you that which is happening by itself? Are you the one who has become still, who can do something and not doing anything? Or are you the stillness all around? Who are you right now? As you will taste your own truth, the confusions in the mind will just disappear. Mind will become clear by itself. Because mind was not creating confusions. You were creating confusions in the mind. Now you will not, as you will live in the truth of yourself. Do you have a option in relation to who you are? Who you are right now, do you have a option? Or are you whatever you are? No. Do you have an option to be this or to be that? You don't have an option really. What a relief that you don't have an option. No? And because we don't see this clearly, that we don't have an option, we try to become something. Now don't try to become anything. Just remain, what you are always. No? Again, what a relax and what a stable ground this is. So at least one thing is clear now, that it's not about myself. It's about just knowing things. I am always what I am. So can you report something now from here?
Rajee, thank you.
It's nice, no?
Thank you.
How wonderful. There's only one place of truth. There's only one truth actually. And as we live, this includes everything else that we ever wanted to know or ever need to know. It's not like many truth that I must know the truth of myself first and then truth of the breath and the body and the mind and the consciousness and all the other bodies and chakras. No, no, this is one truth by knowing which everything is known, without knowing which nothing is truly known. One truth. But if you keep things separate, like if you are too like if you were too connected to your way of looking, that I want to ensure that what is this stillness all around me, separate from what is happening and what I'm doing, then you could not taste what you have tasted. No, very nice. Deva, where we have lived just now, or we are still actually here only, is the place where you lose your you know your identity as a separate self into what you are, the stillness, which is universal by nature. No, so you will not achieve truth here. You know, you will not achieve truth here because to achieve truth you need to be a separate self. You will become truth here, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. No? But you don't achieve anything. Like achievement of the seeker of truth are not fulfilled here. Because by tasting truth, we become truth actually. Meaning we melt in this ocean of truth. The more you taste, the less you will survive separate from it. And at some point you will be surprised also that how simple it was. It was from my side, not from the side of the ocean. It was from my side as I was holding on to my individuality because of other regions before and now because of spiritual regions that I have set some spiritual goals. No, all the spiritual goal, if real, can be fulfilled in this moment. No, in living of truth. How wonderful! Thank you, thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you. You want to say something else? I think hot tea will help.
Thank you, Rajee.
Karuna, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
I just wanted to offer you a free mic if your heart wants to sing something for us, or not for us, just like that.
Thank you. That's kind of nice. I will just continue what I have been sharing with Devanu. When we are very strong individual, then things are kind of everything is kind of well defined. Everything is very, very well defined spiritually, no? Spiritually. This is myself, the ego, the seeker of truth also, the self also. And this is the goal called awakening, where I am going to know that I am the self, which I am already right now. It's just that I don't know that. You know, things are very, very fixed in the beginning. No? But as we start actually waking up, we start questioning our own beliefs towards awakening, towards spirituality also. That do I really know what is waking up? Do I really know what is self? Do I really know what is stillness? Do I really know what is observing? And this is where we have started letting go of our rigidness. And you are right, actually, you are the self before also. Like this, by letting go of your rigidness, you are unbecoming the individual and you are becoming the self, which you are already, by the way. But in experience now, there a certain openness is felt more. Like I don't know so much now. Like I knew more clearly before, but I feel more clearly now the sense of my own existence and the presence of life or truth in some way. So there is no goal a seeker of truth can achieve anywhere, except the seeker of truth has to let go of its own rigidness in which it is living. Rigidness of individual. There are two parts of individual, I feel. One is what is false in a way or non-essential. At some point, it becomes a non-essential. One is essential. So essential is what we can call presence. It is an individual presence. It's not universal presence, no. But plus everything else that it knows, it understands, it thinks, it sets some goals also. So you, the self, plus your story, is the doesn't matter really whether this is a spiritual story or a social story. Actually, a story means time, living in time. A story means journey, living in a journey. No? So mostly in the spirituality, we are more of a manager of our spiritual journey. A spiritual journey means a spiritual story. That okay, how well I am doing, and if you can put aside that story, then who are you? And where is truth right now? Do you see? So it's not really that what we think the progress, spiritual progress is, the way it is, we think it is not really the same. We are controlling somehow like we are saving sleep inside us. Very consciously actually, because we are the self. Very consciously we are saving the sleep inside us. I mean, I have no objection about anything like this. Just know clearly that what you are doing, no? Then there will be no unhappiness in spirituality. There seems to be a lot of struggle and unhappiness in spirituality many times, that I'm struggling, trying to be free, and I'm not able to. If you want to be free from effort, because that is what is creating the bondage. No? When you don't think about yourself right now, neither thinking as an individual self, nor thinking as that pure self, who are you? Are you or are you not? Yeah. So this, who exists here, who are you? You are the pure self already. So pure self plus the story, isn't it so clear? And somehow the story becomes too important than the self that you are at some point. That's where we can say you forgot yourself. But if you forgot yourself, you can remember yourself also. So ultimately, it is the self that we are, is creating this spiritual journey, maintaining it, and completing it. At any point of time, when you will feel tired, ultimately, like from inside the self, you will give it up simply, and you will just sit and do nothing for indefinite period of time. I hope you hear me. You will just sit quietly and do nothing for indefinite period of time until the sleep is completely, you know, dissolved. You will just do nothing at all. You will just sit and will just do nothing at all. There's a very beautiful story which I like to live again and again. That this ancient example that a window was open, glass window was open, that a fly came in, enjoyed the room, the fruit, the food and everything inside. At some point, it felt like suffocation, that this room is not as fresh as it was outside the garden, so it wanted to go out. By the time the owner closed the window is made of glass, so the fly thinks that I can go through it, but it is not able to. It can see the garden on the other side, but somehow is not able to reach. And it gets a lot of tiredness and it feels frustrated and like this. Then some natural instincts wake up in the fly. Then fly stop trying to get out of. The fly finds some suitable place and just sits there quietly for indefinite period of time. And at the right time, somehow the owner opens the window, or it was already open. And the fly naturally feels it is able to remember from where it came, and it straight goes there in that 1 centimeter gap, and it crosses so nicely, so gracefully. You know, like this, you the self become free from the mind, from that imprisonment or whatever we call it, confusion. I think it's good. Thank you. Thank you, uh, and Karuna. Thank you, Beloved. Devdas, you wanted to?
Namaste. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Mm, I would like to see clearly because it feels like I have some spiritual ideas which are not so. um so anyway, it's not clear because wanted to work, but somehow what was offered is not. It wasn't accepted, and now is no offering, and because there is a kind of guidance that you shall not want, and
What is the guidance? Guidance?
you shall not want anything.
How?
You can. This is, and it's not clear that it's a struggle to ask for work or to let life flow as it want.
Yes.
And because I would like to have earn some money, maybe to go to India or to go to Guruji too, and so this is a kind of not knowing what to do in order to leave the decision, because I offered up to God, but it isn't happening, and it's a struggle to, because it would be easier to write an email than to ask, do you have any work for me, or can I'm not sure that this is a kind of egoistic way, or I don't know if you understand my
Trust me, I very well understand what you are saying.
and and trying to sit and trying to do everything, but it's always coming back the whole thing, pushing away, making me free, and anyway. So thank you.
See, what I call dividedness, or let us move from dividedness to undividedness, is a very fundamental pointing, because it addresses this also, what we are talking right now. Because it's not like I can clearly see that you are such a sincere and loving being that you are ready to let go of your life if that is the right thing to do. You know, it's just that you don't know the right thing right now. That's all you are talking about. Like you don't have a greed for anything or fear from anything now. No. So I can very much understand, and I'm very happy to meet a being like you. So it's not about taking a decision. It's about exercising your power of choice to refine and to come to undividedness of your being. As long as you feel any division, making a choice is only going to create a tree of confusions in life more. So it's not that don't choose, it's just that deeply look inside yourself, that from where you are choosing anything. And you will find a deeper place than that, where there will be less division and less division and less division and less division, and come to that undividedness of your being. And from there you choose whatever is suitable. It's totally fine, because it's going to only bring more happiness. Because you don't want to choose as a separate individual anymore. It totally makes sense. You have spent your life in spirituality, no? Now you don't want to make this mistake, no? It makes sense. But also the remaining, that there is a remaining, something remaining inside. That remaining, I will not say the energy of doer or anything like this. No, there is a confusion remaining in the self. That is dividedness in the self. That dividedness is that whether to be a doer or not to be a doer. Address this only. Address this only. Address not in the sense of pushing yourself or forcing yourself in any way, but more clearly seeing in a relaxed manner. That okay, let's see. And in this simple ground of joy and your own light, the beauty of your own being, it will become so naturally clear the right choice in a way. Because there is only one choice, which basically means there is no choice actually. So this very experience that there is a choice is only a mirror. It is trying to show you that you are divided. As long as the self is divided, you will see choices. When you are not divided, you will not see choices anymore. Because there are no choices really. The seed actually does not have a choice to be a rose flower or jasmine flower. No. You are going to be the flower whose seed you are. So I tried. I hope that it reached you in some way. So rather than postponing or living in time, this, what you are saying, live in the moment. That okay, let me see in the moment. And don't be in a hurry to decide, but more interested in seeing clearly what exactly is my difficulty. No? I know you up to some degree. You are such a sincere, loving being. So don't be in a hurry to decide, but more let me clearly see exactly what is my difficulty here. And you will be surprised. Actually, there is no difficulty. It's just there is a dividedness inside you, which is keeping you like two, which is giving you the impression that there are two choices. So there are never two choices like whether I can do something or I should not do something, whether I should live in the non-doing or in the doing. No, there are no such choices anywhere. We are in the middle of the flow. We can resist or we may let go. No? When we sleep, we resist. When we wake up, we don't. Then we embrace the flow, no? With love, with gratitude, that thank you, Lord, that I am alive, that you are like a river taking care of me. And I don't have my own existence separate from you, that that I can complain that, oh, today flow is kind of too slow, or today flow is too fast. So don't postpone, that's all. Everything is perfect in the moment. Don't postpone means you will not divide. Without postponing, we cannot divide. Like how you can divide anything in the present. So bring all your choices in the present and let's see what happens. And don't choose any of them. Don't discard any of them also. They will just, what we call in English, amalgamation will happen. They will get mixed up. In some way, they will emerge as one choice, which will include all the choices within it. This is the marvelousness, the wisdom of God, which is trying to give you everything. If you choose, you will keep yourself limited. So it's not about which one to choose. It's about making a choice is actually remaining limited. And not making a choice is remaining suppressed also. So even that is not an option. So it's not about making a choice or not making a choice. It's about something else, waking up. And waking up, by the way, really is much simpler than, than all the effort that we make. Yeah, which is fine for, like, depends on everyone how simple it looks. So I think it's good. Thank you. Very nice that you gave me this chance to talk to you.
Thank you. But you also said previously that when you go with the thought, is already you are a person, so you're not the presence.
Yes,
So it's better to be in the presence
yes.
and discard whatever, and somehow it will be clear if
It
it
will be
starts.
definitely. Actually, thinking is not the very good way of seeing things. It's a very inferior and limited way of seeing things, like very congested, how to say, very typed way of seeing. It's not a very clear way of seeing. Clear way of seeing is actually seeing, not thinking, or just sitting and quietly observing. No? All the facts are of life will be in front of you. No? So thinking definitely not, because thinking is connected to your thinking, connected to other people, other people, other people. Like this. So whose thinking we are talking about? It's like a thinking stream we are talking about. Whatever thought can take up, it can it can decide. But whose thought that will be? So you are right, actually.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you,
Grateful for you.
thank you. It's very nice to talk to you. I think it's a good time we end this meeting now. I'm very happy that we survived. I survived so far because of this cold and all. No? Not cold, but I think a little coughing. No, yeah. It went very, very well, and credit goes to all of you also a lot because of our togetherness that it worked so well. No? My best wishes and blessings to all of you. Thank you.